Hi, everybody. This is Pastor Michael with Straight North Path Ministry. Today we celebrate the 24th anniversary of the September 11th, 2001 terror attack upon our nation. Seems like every year we distance ourselves a little bit from this. We also mourn the loss of Charlie Kirk, a conservative Christian voice, or as he would say, a Christian conservative voice, who wanted open dialogues on college campuses. He believed that views should be discussed. But it seems like many of our college campuses these days don't support a Christian viewpoint, especially those who are on the far left. We also mourn the loss, or the potential loss, of a high school shooting in Colorado yesterday that was overshadowed by Charlie's assassination. From my understanding, the shooter went into the high school, shot 2 students. The shooter as well was wounded. I do not know the conditions of these 3 students. And I ask you to keep the family and the friends of Charlie Kirk and the family and the friends of those that involved the high school shooting in your prayers. In the last couple of days, we've had some shootings that have gone on nationally underneath this national spotlight. Some people are in mourn, and some people are celebrating these deaths. These are not things that should be happening in our nation, but they are happening. How do we respond as Christians? How do we respond? We respond by standing up for truth. We respond by standing up for the truth that is found within the Gospels. The truth found throughout Scripture. For this is the truth that we stand upon. We're going to be called dirty names. We're being called racist and sexist and phobics and haters because we refuse to bow down to the ideology that's trying to transform this nation. And it's foolish to think that everybody is going to come to Christ. That's not going to happen. We're foolish to think that everybody is going to see this in a way of senseless death. Not everybody sees that either. There is a power that is trying to rip this nation apart. There is a power that is trying to bring bloodshed. upon this nation, greater than what it already is. We have people that celebrate the death of children, of the unborn, of the elderly. There are people who believe that the homeless should be killed. There's people that believe that those that are in hospital beds that are not at the point of death but cannot contribute to society, that they should be eliminated. There are people who believe that because you don't believe in their political viewpoint, that you should be put to death, or you should be locked up because you are some sort of a threat to them. And as Christians, we are already at odds with the world. Not because we are trying to overcome the world with guns and bullets and force, but because we come with a different message. Of hope and of love, Jesus Christ. Just like with any high profile, well, within certain circles, a high profile individual who has their life extinguished by somebody else. There's always a chance of greater confrontation. So be careful where you are. Just be aware of who you're with and your surroundings. We never know when our life will end. The book of our life has always been written between the pages, the time and the binding of between our birth and our death. The pages that are filled within it is a mark of our history, of our accomplishments, of our failures, of our joys, of our sadness. People may not ever know our story. But they will know the stories of some. Some people leave their mark on just their family. Their names are never known. Others leave a mark upon a nation. And their names are known. What mark do you leave in your book? What do you stand for? What defines each and every single one of us? We can either live our lives based upon the opinions of others, we can be corralled by their viewpoint, shamed to be submitted to their viewpoint because this was what they demand. As Christians, we do not bow down to that. We have the guiding book of the Bible. It is the most difficult book on earth to live a life by, but yet the most simple. I want you to make a decision today. Who do you live for? What ideology do you live by? And when you decide that answers a question. If my life is taken based upon by these decisions, would I gladly trade my life for what I believe in and what I stand for? The life is not fair. Never has been. The evil of this world is trying to get a foothold over your life, over my life, over the lives of others, and over society itself. We need to determine if evil has their footprint on us. Do we react by it, or do we react to it? Or do we stand in the principles of our foundation? Whether it's 9/11 attacks, whether it's Charlie Kirk's assassination yesterday, the continued violence in our high schools of these senseless transgender shootings, or these murders that are happening. It doesn't matter about the color of your skin. It doesn't matter about your race. It matters. What do you do about Jesus? What do you do about Jesus? Do you accept Jesus? Or do you deny him? I'm going to be attempting to post a lot more often than what I have been. People need to come to Christ. Not everybody will. And that's sad. But everybody should have the right to know who Jesus is. and decide for themselves what they're going to do about it. All right, everybody. I love you. Take care. Keep Charlie's family in prayer. Keep the families of those who have been senselessly killed the last couple days, last few weeks, last few months, because he won't bow down to the ideology, or because they're senselessly killed for no reason, because someone just didn't like them. For those who commit these atrocities, I pray that you learn about Jesus. I might not be able to come to you, but however, I pray that you find Christ in your heart. And with that, I'll talk to you again. And I pray we'll be underneath better conditions. Don't forget the victims of 9/11. Don't forget about the victims of these school shootings. Don't forget about the victims who have been randomly killed for no reason. We have plenty of brothers and sisters around the world who are killed because of their Christian faith. Never printed in the papers, you'll never know their name, they'll never broadcast it. But they are underneath the altar of God, crying out, when is the time, Lord? When is it time? Hold on to your Christ. Hold on to your relationship with Jesus. And don't let go. I'll talk to you again soon. God bless. Goodbye.